Yeah.
But then you sort of closed the door on sort of what happened after childhood years, and you sort of opened it up a bit again with Unapologetic. In fact, you write that you were an atheist for 20 odd years, having grown up in a church setting. So just sketch out briefly what happened. Why did you turn your back on church?
Well, I'm going to respect my own privacy the way, in fact, I did in Unapologetic, because it seems to me that to write that book, I thought I needed to tell the personal story, because faith only makes sense in lives, and unless you describe where it's happening, it's abstract, and faith is never abstract. It's always seated in the lives of people. But I also didn't. I wanted to out myself as a sinner, because I am one, and in fact, so is everyone else, which is relieving for the amour propre. But without leaving a kind of sticky trail of embarrassment behind me. Yeah. So what I said in the book is what I'll say now, which is that I made one of the classic male mistakes in my marriage, and discovered that the resources I thought I had for dealing with serious emotional failure didn't do the job, and discovered instead, to my surprise, that there was a mercy I didn't have to provide myself, waiting for me if I went looking for it. And of course, one of the places I went looking for it was in church, because that's the way I'd been formed culturally. And my generation, church going was a lot more normal than it became later. And I wonder what happens now in the lives of people who don't necessarily think that I am in trouble. Where shall I look? And it just doesn't occur to them. But it occurred to me, and a kind of assurance of things being mendable came with it, and then step by step, historic Christianity made sense as well. And what I say in Unapologetic is that I absolutely recognise that there is an accidental element here. There is the accident of my background. There's the accident of time and place, and the fact that I come from a culture saturated in Christianity, even though it doesn't necessarily know it. So when I went looking for the divine, the Christian forms were just waiting for me, available. There is an element of accident in that, and yet my experience was that I was at each step cautiously testing it for emotional solidity and truth. I was kind of rapping my knuckles suspiciously on each piece of Christianity as it was as it appeared.